Hey, Archery Talk. This is Lucas, and I just wanted to put a quick video out regarding Athens Archery, who many of you heard has shut down. Um, I my first ever deer I shot was with an Athens bow, so I have got a soft spot for this company. I had an Athens again. That was maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I shot an Athens bow, and I don't really want to talk about the legalities of things. Their lawsuit with Bowtech. I'm not a patent attorney. I'm not a bow manufacturer. I know very little about either of those things. But what I do want to talk about is maybe how this impacts other people in the industry, like those who are selling Athens bows in their shops. So right now I've got on the call here Nathan from Average Jack Archery. Average Jack Archery is a great YouTube channel for all things archery, and it's also an archery shop. And I figured I would hit up Nathan, who was my roommate at ATA this year, to maybe fill me in on some of the details I don't know. Nathan, how are you?
Doing all right. That was fun. It was a very fun show. I was super happy to room together down in St. Louis, and I look forward to, if ATA is still around, doing it in the future. So that was a good time.
For sure. So you are an Athens dealer. You have been, I guess. I don't know how that. I don't know if that still technically are an Athens dealer. What happens to you now that you have bows still in stock? You have people who have bought bows from you. There's warranty issues. There may be issues on getting parts and repair services. I wanted to maybe see if you had some more insight than I do on what's happened.
Yeah, it's an odd thing. We were a very proud Athens dealer since we started in 2022, and I had a relationship with Jim and Tracy, the owners, prior to that, doing media coverage and stuff. And I'd shot their bows for a couple of years prior to opening the store. Then all through opening the store, shot them in tournaments, shot them for hunting, really high-end products, and I had zero complaints about the products. And so we found out the same time the world did. We got dealer email, and it kind of went out publicly all at the same time. So, no one knew it was coming necessarily. We always kind of wondered in the back of our heads, with the tuning system that they have, if it was going to have an issue down the road with Bowtech. And it's unfortunate to see it come out the way it did. But in terms of, what do we do now as dealers? It's a really odd spot. Bow companies have come and gone in the past, but usually it's more of a slow death, for lack of a better term. And you kind of see it coming on the horizon, whereas this one, literally happened overnight. And so a lot of companies, or a lot of shops rather, have bows in stock, ourselves included. Some have more than others. We had about 4 or 5 in stock, and some guys have 6, 10, 12 bows in stock. So what do you do? We as dealers were told that we had a few days to order parts if we wanted to order parts, but it doesn't sound like we will be able to order parts in the future. So it's a tough spot to be in. We've reached out to our local customer base who has purchased Athens from our store, or other customers that we've shipped Athens to across the country, and said, hey, if you want an extra set of limbs, you want a set of cams or whatever, let us know. We'll get them ordered for you. We'll ship them to you. And so that way you have backups, because as a shop, it's a different experience as a shop than if you're an owner, if you're a personal owner of the product, because as an owner of the product, it doesn't matter. Really, it affects you, unless you break the thing, it affects you not at all. You can still get string cables made for it. I mean, it's just like owning any bow that's no longer in production from any other company. You got an old Matthews, you got an old Bowtech, you got an old Elite, whatever it may be, you can still get string cables for it. Now you can't get parts. And so we made the executive decision rather quickly to sell off the product that we had, because as a shop owner, I can't have that bow in my store and sell it for anywhere near retail cost. I'm going to have to sell that below cost, which is unfortunate, but it's part of the doing business. And thankfully, we have a strong enough Athens base, and because of YouTube and stuff, we're known across the country for being an Athens dealer, and me as an Athens shooter. And so there's definitely a reputation for being a quality product. So we offloaded them and pretty much sold all of them yesterday when the announcement came. So we are basically out of Athens stock now, and it's just kind of having parts and pieces for the last strangling customers that want to have something.
I'm glad to see you were kind of able to move off of that quickly. It's those other dealers, I guess, that have more stock and again, the bows are still great bows. I mean, you just did a review on an Athens bow, like what, 3 or 4 days?
Not too, and that's the thing. Like, it's funny. Like, and I've seen a lot of recent comments that came on that video. They're like, well, rest in peace, Athens. And I had no idea when I filmed that video, when I edited that video, when I posted that video, I had no idea this was coming. And, I was like, well, shoot, do I take all my Athens videos down? Does it, no, it's fine. I'll leave them up there. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I shot it at Lancaster this year, did very, very well. I shot at a local tournament that I won, did very, very well. So it's a very, very, very good bow. It's a very good shooting platform, and I have zero complaints as a shooting platform. And it is a shame to see it go. It's one of those things where you can live in a couple different camps of, oh, you're mad at Bowtech because they went after the little guy or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you go after somebody's patent or if you go after somebody's technology and they have the funds, which Bowtech does, they're a very large conglomerate, privately owned company. They have the funds to do that. And they made their bread and butter, their name on their deadlock technology. And they're going to fight to keep that deadlock technology in their hands. And so I don't hold it against Bowtech whatsoever. And it's just unfortunate that, Athens, I'm assuming, I don't want to get into the reality of it because I don't know, but I'm just assuming they do not have anywhere near the funding to, to try to fight that, to settle out of court, to do anything like that, compared to, say, if it was Bowtech and Matthews, which happened, I think in 2020, Bowtech or Matthews went after Bowtech for a patent infringement and ended up winning. But both of those companies have the funds to be able to do that in a legal situation, where Athens is way too small to be able to do that.
Fair enough. Well, Nathan, thanks so much for kind of offering your insight on this. I do appreciate it because, again, I'm not a dealer. I don't have any insight into that. So I appreciate the thoughts from somebody who is doing that on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, and I feel, we're very fortunate that we have other brands. We carry Matthews bows, we carry Elite bows, we carry Bear Archery, and they are very good sellers for us. And so even though Athens is leaving was definitely a part of our business, it wasn't the whole part. But I know several dealers across the country that are significantly smaller where Athens was their flagship brand, or maybe the only brand that they were able to carry in their store, because Athens does not have a massive buy-in compared to a lot of other companies. And so my heartstrings are being pulled for those guys, because those guys are just like me. They have a full-time job. They run their shop out of the goodness of their heart. They make a little gas money on the side, but they're really just about supporting the sport of archery in their community and in their area, whether it be hunting or target. And now it's gone. And I don't know, what's next for them. And like I said, I'm very good friends, very close. I texted several Athens dealers who are strictly Athens dealers. And I was like, hey, I feel for you. You know what you're going to do? And they have like, I have no idea. And so I'll be very interested to see how they're able to recover, the smaller dealers in particular. For us, it's a more of a large bump in the road than it is a roadblock that keeps us from moving forward as a shop. But I do feel for a lot of the other guys that are a lot smaller.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, and I'm sure that it's a challenging road ahead for those guys. But again, thanks again for your time, Nathan. I do appreciate it.
Absolutely, Lucas. Thank you.